On a latest development, Ethiopia has officially appointed an ambassador to Somaliland. Now, although this has not been said anything directly from the authorities in Ethiopia, but it has been the Somaliland government has released a statement. According to the reporter.com, the federal government of Ethiopia has appointed Teshome Shunde Hamito as the Ethiopian ambassador to Somaliland. Now, Teshome, the ambassador, his appointment covers both consular and ambassadorial roles. It has been offered by the Somaliland president has received the ambassador already. He has presented his credentials. Now, just to give you a bit of a background on this, now Somaliland President Muse Bihi Abdi on Thursday officially accepted the credentials of Ethiopia's newly appointed ambassador Teshome Shunde Hamito during a formal ceremony at the presidential palace in Hargeisa. Now, the diplomatic event underscores the growing relationship between Somaliland and Ethiopia. And on the other hand, there's a tension between Ethiopia and Somalia is escalated. Now, the Somaliland presidency announced that the acceptance of the Ethiopian ambassador credential marks a significant step in strengthening ties between Ethiopia and Somaliland. Now, the ceremony follows recent reports suggesting that Ethiopia has elevated its consular office in Somaliland to the status of a full embassy. Now, this is something acknowledged and said by the Somali presidency or the Somaliland government, but not yet officially confirmed by Ethiopian authorities. Now, this development between Ethiopia and Somaliland comes after almost 9 months after they have signed on the beginning of this year a memorandum of understanding in which for Ethiopia allows to lease 20 kilometers of Somaliland coastline, and that will allow it also, of course, to have for a commercial and naval base. After that, the tension between Ethiopia and Somalia has been escalated. And in a very recent development, as of yesterday, I came here and reported to you that now Somalia is about to, to put an end to ATMIS. This is the African Transitional Mission, peacekeeping mission in Somalia, which is an army or a peacekeeping mission from the neighboring countries, from the region. Now it's putting an end to that, and particularly the Somalia government wants the Ethiopian army, and they have said it, to leave Somalia. And the Ethiopian army has been contributing, for many years with lives as a peacekeeping mission and fighting the terrorists, namely Al-Shabaab in Somalia. Okay. It's amidst all this background, this is happening. But there's there's a point of fact that we have to also, recognize. Is it the first? Somaliland is, it is not officially recognized, but it has been so as a state for the past, 30 years. But it was a country recognized has been independent right after colonization. And then after 4 days, that was July 1st in 1960. And then after 4 days, it has been, the unification of Somalia happened, and it was part of Somalia. And again, when Somalia was torn apart by war, and then again they become independent. But this independency is not recognized by the international community. But countries have their consulate offices both from Africa, Europe, Asia, and Middle East, all parts of the world. They have consulates in Somaliland. Just to give you, to name some, for example, from Africa, you have Djibouti, Ethiopia, Kenya, Ghana, Guinea, and maybe some other. And if you see also like countries who have representative offices, it's the United Kingdom, Denmark, Kenya also has this kind of representative office, Republic of China, Egypt, United Arab Emirates, all this, they have representative offices in Somaliland. And in 2005, how many say now the move for Ethiopia to recognize Somaliland is against the AU Charter. Now, in 2005, I will read you a statement. Now, this is all about, it's just about stating the facts, okay? It says this, look, the African Union's 2005 report following a fact-finding mission to Somaliland clearly stated that Somaliland's status is, in quotation, unique and self-justified in African political history. Okay, this is what the statement in 2005 from the African Union reads us. So in the report, it also dispels any concerns about, in quotation, opening Pandora's box, and should be acknowledged. So that's where it stands now. Ethiopia has now, although the authorities have not said it, from consulate, it's going to be now an embassy. And we also now know that Somalia is going to replace the ATMIS force by a so-called multinational force. And this mainly constitutes, there's Turkey, and also there is Egypt. Egypt has just sent military equipments to Somalia, and this is not something that is welcomed by Ethiopia, given the historical animosity between the two countries. This is really a security matter. That it's really. It's something that Ethiopia cannot just sit folding her hands. So we will see. I mean, the withdrawal of ATMIS force should not create such a void. It shouldn't be to endanger another country in the region. If Somalia says, the ATMIS force was, this African Transitional Mission was in Somalia to help the Somali army to be able to defend itself and train it. But supposedly this ATMIS mission should have ended when Somalia's army was able to do so as a sovereign country. But what we see is something opposite to that. It's replacing forces with another forces. In fact, a very dangerous one, with multinational forces. Now, Turkey is fully in Somalia. The whole of Mogadishu, the capital of Somalia port, is run by Turkey. The military is also the same thing, meaning the National Defense Force, or whatever it's called, of Somalia. So Turkey is fully in, and at the same time, Turkey has started to drill crude oil from Somalia. For it is, I mean, mind you, it's the same thing for what the U.S. Was doing to Somalia, and all that led to this war for Somalia, the civil war, and then also the war with the U.S. and NATO. It's the same thing. It's all about the natural resource of Somalia, and now you are just doing it like that. I mean, with the permission of the government. Okay, if it's about replacing one foreign power by another, then why so? At least it should not endanger the stability and the security of a neighboring country, which is now what's happening. As you know, if Egypt's army is in Somalia, that is something that I can tell you will not be welcomed by Ethiopia. So let us know in the comment section, what do you think of this development? That Ethiopia appointing ambassador, first of all, to Somaliland. Secondly, that Somalia, the foreign powers, the Egypt is okay, part of Africa, but also given the situation with Ethiopia, Egypt's army heavily presence in Somalia, and other international forces presence in Somalia and in the region. What do you think the impact is in Horn of Africa, and also for Somalia itself? I really want to hear it from my brothers and sisters from Somalia and from Somaliland. Okay, I mean, let's argue based on evidences and what's happening and facts. At the end of the day, as I always say, people will always live together. We should not take this and use it to attack one another. And we should all work on, from wherever we are, whether we are from Ethiopia or Somalia or Somaliland, how the people can live together, advance their lives socially, politically, culturally. That should be the main thing. But apart from that, of course, we can comment what's happening politically in our countries, in our region. Thank you very much for tuning in. Hello, John Bon Bennett. Let me read the comment. Both countries are in the same region. What are the unspoken differences? From my travels, I found that both countries think themselves Arab, not African. What is the unspoken problem? That's a new one. This one, Somaliland and Western Sahara are in the same position with African politics. That's right. Yeah, I really want to hear your view. Yeah, let us know in the comment section. Thanks again for tuning in. Go ahead and subscribe to the channel if you haven't done that so far. Give it a like if you find it informative enough, and share the video with others. You may support us also to our PayPal account, which you can find in the description section. Thanks again, and I will see you on the next one. We have our daily analysis with Kwame Gonza on something, a continental agenda. So tune in. Bye-bye.